Hey, today I've got a great video from a couple of my buddies, Scott and Nate from Play Your Court. They're part of TennisCon number 6. Don't forget, you want to get your free ticket to TennisCon number 6 because not only are you seeing the best instructors on the planet getting the best lessons, you can also enter a raffle to win a free slinger bag, plus be put into a raffle to get a total tennis makeover from Tennis Express. You don't want to miss that. Go up in your iCard section or the description box to sign up and enjoy today's tennis lesson.
What's happening, guys? Today we're talking about the kick serve, why it's so effective, and then we're going to talk about how to hit an effective kick serve. So jumping straight into it, the big component of the kick serve that makes it so advantageous is that the ball moves out of the strike zone. So on a traditional return of serve, if somebody hits the ball flat or even slice, we start seeing the strike zone between under the shoulder and slightly above the knee. And that's the strike zone that we want for optimal hitting. Now, granted, the speed may break us down on a flat serve, or a slice may trail and pull off, making the strike zone shift. But the key with the kicker is that the ball should get above the shoulder. And so for any of us, hitting the ball above the shoulder, especially if we have a one-hander, can be really, really difficult. So either we have to be efficient or taking it on the rise, or we got to give up court position. And this is actually something that we see quite a bit on the Pro Tour these days. You see a lot of players dropping back and returning from a much deeper standpoint. And the goal there is to get the ball to descend a little bit so that they can take a bigger, heavier rip at the ball to get back into position. So for us mere mortals, us recreational players, even advanced players, collegiate players, we want to make sure that we have a kicker, especially on the second serve, so that we don't lose the battle of positioning. So let's talk about how to hit it. First, absolutely have to have a Continental Grip. This is a non-negotiable. You've got to have that Continental Grip, or you're not going to be able to lead with the edge of the racket and really find that plane that you're looking for, moving the racket from the left to right. So that's an absolute must. You've got to be able to take the racket and work below it, and working from this left position up to the right position, just not manageable with any other grip except the Continental Grip. And the toss. So the toss, probably the most important component of the kick serve. Now, we've talked about in other videos, when first learning the kick serve, you can toss, get in the habit of just tossing behind you where the ball is landing this way. All right, and that's okay. You can still hit a kicker from that position. We see all the time with the pros when they're faking the flat serve and they're just allowing the ball to list back behind them. But what I've found is that a lot of players struggle with the correct arm position. If I'm tossing and working the ball back behind my head, I've got to make sure that my arm works behind me and the chest opens in order to get enough movement with the racket to work under the ball. So here is the suggestion, and tip number 2 is really focus on tossing parallel to the baseline. This can be really difficult on the flat serve, but on the kick serve, it's really beneficial. So if I'm tossing and I'm allowing my serve to operate from 3 o'clock back to what would be 9 o'clock, what ends up happening here, and really pay attention to my arm, is my arm works away from my body. And this is going to allow my racket to drop in a deeper position and then work more up the ball. All right, so really big key there is that you set up and you're tossing a little bit more parallel to the baseline as opposed to the flat serve where you're keeping the arm out to the traditional 1 o'clock. So let's talk about the feet setup as well. Number 3, and actually I guess this could have been number 2 because the feet come before the toss. That's okay, but real quick, let's talk about the feet. On the kick serve, we want to keep the feet a little bit wider. All right, and this is going to help you stay behind the ball a little bit more. Even if you're pinpoint, if I pull my foot up, I want that wider base to start from. The more my foot wants to come around, the more I'm going to have the tendency to over-rotate and slice the ball. Okay, so number 4, it's all about the swing path. And with the kick serve, the motion is going to be much more circular. So as your racket is working up, it's going to stay more parallel to the baseline. But you really want to feel this circular motion as opposed to a flat serve to where the racket is operating more out into the court. You want to try to keep your swing path more parallel to the baseline. This piece is really important because this is going to allow you to get under the ball. So a great drill to practice this is start abbreviated, with the racket back, not here, okay? Remember, this is one of the most important components. You gotta get the arm back and the chest open. See how it's on the left side of my body. And from here in this abbreviated motion, I'm gonna practice tossing parallel to the baseline so the ball lifts behind me, and then I'm gonna push up. All right, and so there you can see I'm holding the racket because I want to make sure the parameters of the stroke have stayed true. I want to make sure that my racket has worked under the ball and stayed more parallel. So I'll show you a couple more times, but make sure you're putting this into practice so you can really feel the swing path of the kick serve. So once comfortable with the swing path, the next piece that we want to focus on is allowing the ball to drop from the toss. The more that the ball is falling and your racket is picking up speed moving towards it, the more spin that can be created. So a little drill that can help you feel this is if you hold the racket back and you work the ball off the hand, that's ultimately what you're trying to feel at contact as well. But starting again, when we want to put this into action, start from that abbreviated position and focus on the same circular swing path parallel to the baseline, but allow the ball to drop before contact. All right, so now that we have the basic fundamentals to that kick serve, we got to talk about how we're going to put it all together. And regardless of how you start, whether you're starting here, that doesn't really matter. And if you have the pendulum, if you have the racket drop, doesn't matter either. But if you're learning the kick serve, I really like students to start more abbreviated so they can just focus on the upper body. Now, as I work through the full motion, what I want to focus on is the direction in which my body is going. And I want to make sure I'm not falling off the ball. I want to make sure as I hit this kicker that my body weight is going out in the direction of the ball. Because the ball is behind me, I'm going to get a little bit off to my left, but predominantly behind the ball on the kick serve. So an important tip when you're trying to figure out the direction of the body, just focus on keeping your body sideways longer than you traditionally do on any other serve. I want to make sure that my body stays parallel through the upward motion as I'm here, and then it starts coming around and my body will go more in the direction of the ball. You'll see in a couple of those demos, I pull a little bit to the left with the foot, and that's just a byproduct of the ball being behind me, but ultimately it's more staggered, but I'm still following behind that ball. Now, a tip that'll help you if you're really struggling with kind of net clearance and hitting the ball too thin, hold the finish. So when you come through your service motion, when you get here, hold it and focus on holding more parallel. Don't let it come here like you would on a flat serve. If you hold here, you're gonna feel that bite that you want, and you're gonna be able to control the perimeters of the stroke and stay sideways a little bit longer. So just hold that finish in order to get the true feel of the kick serve. So those are the primary components of the kick serve. To review them, you gotta have a Continental grip. Make sure your stance, you're starting a little bit further, a little wider with that back foot back so that you don't over rotate like you would on a slice serve. Remember, the farther the foot comes around, the more you're going to slice. Then we've got to focus on the toss. I really feel like parallel to the baseline, this 3 to 9 o'clock is going to be the best. Although you're going to find it disruptive for the flat serve, it does the best job of getting the arm back behind the body. The motion in itself, it's going to be a circular motion. So as I'm working through the serve and the racket drops, it's circular this way. All right, I'm really fighting to stay parallel to the baseline. So if I remember to keep my chest sideways longer, I'll swing parallel to the baseline. Make sure the body weight follows the ball, that you're really getting out into the court. Don't fall off the shot, especially don't go backwards. All right, and then as far as consistency, if you're having issues, the ball being too thin, whatever it might be, net clearance, hold that finish and keep the arm out away from the body. Don't let the bicep come in to the chest. Guys, really hope you enjoyed today's video. It was a fun one. If you liked it, hit the like button, hit subscribe if you never want to miss a Player Court video. Leave your questions in the comments section. I'm always happy to help. If you have something specific, I'll do my best to get you where you need to be. And I will see you very soon. Take care.
Okay, go subscribe to their channel. Remember to like this video. When you like this video, my buddy B2, he's going to give you a free 100 B2 puppy kisses. Also, don't forget, go get it B2. Don't forget to get your free ticket to TennisCon number 6, because when you do, you're entered into a raffle to win a free slinger bag as well as a total tennis makeover from Tennis Express. So you don't want to miss out on that awesome opportunity. Go up in your card section right now, that little iCard circle in the corner of the video, or in the description box to click on the link, get your free ticket. That will allow you to see all the amazing instructors, free 48-hour access to each and every day. And it's an incredible event coming up here in October. You're gonna love it. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel so you don't miss our next video, and like it up. Remember, when you like this video, B2 is gonna give you a free 100 B2 puppy kisses when you like the video. When you subscribe, it's unlimited. So you might as well subscribe, and we'll see you guys on the next video.